Hey everyone, we'd love to introduce you to Bruce. You may have met him just a little bit last time. I'll let you know that he is fine and dandy and everything works just fine. And we're gonna go wheeling today. But first, we are going to replace some shocks because these, I just primed them. They're already locked up again. Lots of stiction. So we're gonna replace these shocks. If you tuned in last time when I unpackaged Bruce, you will know that his aroma is definitely aromatic. You may want to check that out. But he's smelling a little better, you know, a little fresh air. We're doing good. His gun had jammed a little bit, so I cleaned it and then pow! Oh, it had a live round in it. Geez, I'm gonna just set that down. You know, you should really put your safety on, Bruce. But what I would like to do today, before Bruce goes wheeling, is replace the shocks on this guy because, like I said, I just primed these shocks and they're already locked back up. These are literally the worst shocks I've ever gotten in a kit. Not to say that this is a bad kit, but shocks are one of those areas that, you know, it works. You get it going and hey, you know, it's a fully functioning suspension again, but you let it sit for 2 minutes and they get sticky, and that is not the type of vehicle that I like to drive because you go out for just a second and then it doesn't drive very well. I picked up 2 sets of the scale shocks from Incision, which is a sub-company of Vanquish, and oh man, right out of the package, no stiction. These things are so butter smooth. Yeah, that's one thing. I got a soft spot for nice motors, nice shocks, and nice wheels and tires. So what I'm going to do is, of course, see if these will fit and swap them out, hopefully, for some better shocks. Now, they are a little bit shorter than stock. I think the stock one's maybe 90 millimeters or so it's going to lower our ride height just a little bit. They're already stuck again. They are, come on, and they're stuck down. Where was I? They're shorter. They're just a little bit shorter. So it's going to make it slightly more of a belly dragger. It's already a belly dragger. If it doesn't work, I'll get another set of shocks that are a little bit longer. So, no big deal, but what I would love to do is go out and wheel a nice quality set of shocks today. So, we'll put up that right there, and hopefully it won't fall apart. And if it does, I'll just take the body off. It's not too hard, I suppose. So, do you have a ROCHobby Scaler? And if so, what have you done to it? So far, I have essentially done nothing to this one other than lose some scale accessories off the side. It doesn't really need anything, but I really want it to have things, which, you know, that really sums up the hobby, I think. Let me know if you have the same problem where you have a perfectly functioning rig and you decide, you know what I should do is I should just change everything out on this guy. There is absolutely no reason it needs to be stock. So to make this a little easier, I'm taking off the C-hubs just like I did in the last video. So there's 2 screws on the side of the C-hub and our entire outer axle comes off with the wheel, and bam, that saved us a whole bunch of time. So just like last time, just like when I switched out the links or the ball ends, I'm gonna have to switch out this little part, the actual ball, in this shock, and I'm gonna put it in the other shock. I think. Let's just look first. Maybe they're the same width. Oh, they're close enough. They're close enough. I'm actually not gonna switch that out. I'm just gonna go with it. Put it in and see what happens. It should be fine. And you know what I'll do is install them on the rear first. We'll see how our ride height looks, and then we'll go from there. It'd be a lot easier if I took that body off. I'll probably just give myself a hard time about that the entire video instead of doing it. What do you think? Should I take the body off? Pause it right now and make a guess. Am I going to take this body off? Am I going to get sick and tired of it? Or am I just going to give myself a hard time? Pause the video, make a comment. If you win, I'll give you a high five. There we go, there we go. But don't over tighten it. We're going into plastic here. And you know what that means? Maybe a quarter ugga-dugga at most. Do not add a half ugga-dugga to plastic, because when you're screwing into plastic, a half ugga-dugga is gonna screw the plastic. It is just not gonna work. Well, that definitely lowered our ride height, and it also let me know that these shocks don't have nearly as stiff of a spring as the stock ones did. Fortunately, oh, I see what they did. They just threaded that all the way down. They just added all sorts of preload. And I can do the same on these. They're threaded as well. So I'm just gonna add some preload before I get too far into it. You can see, obviously, one side is shorter now. Not by a ton, but enough. There we go. Pop. And all access granted. Do you have a local restaurant that you like? My current favorite is Carlitos, and I get their daily special, which is carnitas tacos with double tortillas and rice and beans. Oh, and the rice and beans are so good.
That's what I was thinking of when you're pulling that out. Excuse me while I get this out.
Boom. All right, so we have the rear shocks on, and as you can see, they freaking work. They work. Maybe need a little longer shocks. I may end up switching out to 100mm shocks. I could probably even do something as crazy as measure what these are and get a matching set. That's a lot of planning ahead, let me tell you. But as you can see, look at that. Look at that. We got a lot of down travel too. I could probably add some preload. But then I haven't even been wrenching for like 5 or 10 minutes, however long it's taken. And we got nothing on the front. It's just completely locked up. All right, there we go. We got to lubricate them pistons. All right, yeah. Now let's hop in the rear, and the front's already starting to lock up again. So, oh yeah, man, she's riding low. This is gonna be a belly dragger. I'm gonna belly drag it today though. I hate to say it. Might have to take the body off. Yeah. All right, so if you guessed that I was gonna take the body off, you win. So high five, pow. All right, we're in the home stretch. I'm only getting a little bit of carpal tunnel, just a little bit, you know, only like 10% of carpal tunnel. I think that's a rating. I'm gonna give it 10%. But it's cool. I got 2 hands and only 1 screw to put in after this one. So 2 screws, that's all that I need. Yeah, plenty of articulation, just, oh yeah, it's gonna be real floppy now. Dun 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 dun. So as you can see, and now I can see, she's riding low. She is, she's something. But just look at it. Oh, so buttery smooth. So buttery smooth. I can just wobble Bruce's head here, and she has suspension travel. And even though the front is pretty much sitting on the servo, I'm gonna have to do something about that. Probably end up getting a set of longer shocks and also being careful driving it. It still has plenty of articulation. I mean, look at that. That's as much, if not more, than it had with the stock shocks, because the stock shocks didn't even work, so the articulation really wasn't that great. But unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. I would love to go wheel this thing, but we're gonna have to do that in the next video. If you do have any questions about the build, as always, you can leave them in the comments down below and I'll do my best to get to them. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in and have a good day.